Yes. Everything looks like it's made of gold. I remember the day the Kurabe family took me. I held Chihiro's hand, and there was a sunset just like this. Chihiro. I don't care who Chihiro says she is, she's still family. Takatoshi-san. You actually showed up?
That Sentinel belongs to us, doesn't it? Why wouldn't I show up? So that's where it is, huh?
Yeah. The Sentinels inside that building.
Strange, isn't it? Pretty soon, all this will turn into a battleground. We'll be fighting in a place that's supposedly in the future. This is what we've been training for. Odd circumstances aside, it's an honor to fight using such incredible weapon.
Takatoshi-san, if anything happens to me, could you look after Chihiro?
Don't be stupid! Whenever you're in trouble, I'll always be there. And if it ever looks grim, I'll be the first to take a bullet for you. And don't get discouraged. No one's going to die.
All right. Let's go. We're taking back our Sentinel.
That's what I want to hear. There it is. Just how I remember it. Freeze! Another one? He's still alive. I'm using low power shots, but it feels like we've given these guys quite the punishment.
I want to thank you, Takatoshi-san. I couldn't have recovered the Sentinel without your help.
It's still a little too early to be thanking me.
Right. Natsuno-san's already out there fighting. I'd better join her.
Save some action for me, all right? I'll catch up to you soon.
BJ. A different me from a different time. According to him, I should be able to activate the Sentinel now. Natsuno-san, can you hear me?
Miura-kun, thank God, I thought it was all over.
Just stay put. I'll be right there.
Okay.
I have to protect my family. And everyone I hold dear, even if it costs me my life.
Oh? It would appear I can no longer rely on Shikishima. Miss Morimura's death has left the Shikishima execs in disarray. Now they won't let me spearhead the Sentinel project. As if I'm just a child. I doubt my opinion will weigh much in their discussions going forward. Miss Morimura, why did you have to die? Ayame Park, please. Ever since the battle that ended with the Sentinels infected, Miss Morimura has been pushing this operation as one of its fiercest supporters. This refers to the humans who can control the UFO's mainframe. Those compatible have nanomachines implanted in their bodies.
That was pretty quick, Goto-kun.
I checked the corpse at the police station. It was yours, Miss Morimura.
Is that so?
You don't seem too shocked about your death.
Well, it didn't exactly stop me. Here I am, safe and sound.
I suppose that's true.
So, what did the police say?
The cause of death was a gunshot to the abdominal area. No bullet was found in the body. Though it's easy to imagine why. The murder weapon was likely from beyond this time, beyond material bullets. Estimated time of death is approximately 1900 hours. You were witnessed running off somewhere with a short-haired student, according to a pedestrian's eyewitness account, anyway.
They found a witness. This era's police really did their due diligence.
An acquaintance of Miss Morimura, described as a short-haired male in a student uniform, most likely A. Sekigahara. There should have been that drone tracking her movement. So, anything helpful in its footage?
The timing couldn't have been worse. It looks like it was monitoring the government's movement at the time, so she wasn't even under surveillance.
I see.
Any thoughts as to our primary suspect?
The witness statement matches the description of A. Sekigahara.
It did seem like something was wrong with A. Sekigahara's memories. I wouldn't be surprised if he was our murderer.
Though it raises the question of why he'd bother to lure her out. Surely a murderer's optimal scenario is to avoid being spotted at all.
Well, maybe it wasn't premeditated. He could have killed her by accident.
Well, he certainly is the type to brood over things. I can say he's not enough of an idiot to shoot someone on impulse.
Who else could it be? That man with that call sign?
Logically speaking, he would naturally be another potential suspect. He did attempt to eradicate all the compatibles. He's a dangerous individual, and he's still at large. All that's left of 426 is his consciousness. I don't think I could reliably predict his behavior. He's desperate enough to do anything. 426 certainly isn't above killing. If Ida-san were here, I'm sure he'd declare 426 our primary suspect.
We know he killed at least 4 people. That's why I shot him dead in the end. If he resurrected himself as an android, maybe that would give him a chance at revenge. As a motive, it sounds pretty clear-cut.
Aside from Miss Morimura and Ida-san, 4 others came here for refuge 16 years ago. By the time I'd started assisting Miss Morimura's efforts, they'd already lost their physical bodies. Fortunately, we were able to use the data stored in Sector 0. This allowed us to meld their replicated consciousness with AI. As for how they lost their bodies in the first place, reportedly 426 is doing. He destroyed them all in one fell swoop, according to Ida-san's account anyway. But if number 16 is to be believed, that's not what really happened, and Miss Morimura should be aware of that. I spoke with the pilot of Sentinel number 16. Back then, she gave Miss Morimura something nobody else would, the truth.
Wait, what do you mean? Could you go over that again?
Our defensive maneuvers failed, so we decided to stick to the plan. We all headed to the gate to escape. But there was an explosion while we were shifting. From what I can tell, the Type 98 we were shifting in got attacked. But that's the last thing I remember. After that, nothing.
But that means, is that how your data was damaged? It wasn't some plot by 426 after all? Just an explosion? We never did manage to completely reconstruct your data. I thought it was just that you didn't get converted in time, but You were all dead before the shift even happened. Ida-kun, you said he killed the 4 of them. I know you did. You said he sabotaged them, killed them.
Given the chance, he certainly would have.
You lied to me?
He already tried to kill us all in the past. You know he'd have tried again if we left him alive. Killing him was the right call.
No. That means...
I'd like to revisit something you just mentioned about 426 killing at least 4 individuals. Do you really not remember?
Remember what?
You've read my files, I presume? I gathered quite a lot of material in the past. Most of it is rather outdated, including Ida-san's statement concerning those victims. In other words, your answer is objectively incorrect.
Really? Well, can you blame me? Look at this body I'm stuck with. I'm bound to have some memories confused.
Miss Morimura, I have one more question.
What is it?
Regarding 426, would you say you had any particular feelings toward him?
Feelings? Well, he was certainly a good friend. I felt like he really understood me. Well, used to, anyway. Where's this coming from?
That doesn't make sense. According to number 18, or should I say, Tamao-san, I had a hunch about Miss Morimura's feeling, and my discussion with Tamao-san only confirmed my suspicion.
Gouto, I'm sorry for this. I know it's sudden. I need to talk to you.
Did something happen?
It's about Morimura-san. She's been transplanting 426's memories onto Jiro-kun. I only just found out.
426? As in the escaped android?
No, not that one. She's using the memory data of the man himself. It was saved during the shift.
In other words, she's trying to use Jiro to create another 426?
I did my best to talk her down. She's letting me handle Jiro-kun's treatment now. Still, I don't think she's given up on this.
Why is she trying to bring back 426?
Well, I've been giving her some advice about it, and I understand where she's coming from, but... Morimura-san is in love with him.
With 426?
Maybe she always has been. That's why she wants him back as a human.
But she has to know the risks. He's a dangerous man.
True, but that's not exactly what she's remembering. Besides, she's the one who killed him. That guilt is still eating at her. Watch over Morimura-san. And try to keep her away from Jiro-kun if you can.
I'll keep that in mind.
Thank you. I can barely take the idea of 1426, let alone 2.
So I was right. Miss Morimura did have feelings for someone. When Jiro Izumi lost his memory, you aimed to use him to revive 426. Make one a vessel for the other. One reason seems most likely. You harbored romantic feelings for him.
Me? With him? You're joking. That Chiriro Morimura was mind-hacked, remember? You said so yourself.
If you recall, I suggested that Miss Morimura was mind-hacked. That idea was based on a certain piece of evidence I found. One particular log.
What log?
If you really are Miss Morimura, then you should already know. 2 years before you were born, Ida-san extracted some information from 426 that in turn led to the discovery of the data log in question. As for the log itself, it contains footage from the year 2188. It was found buried in the mainframe data during the analysis of 426. You seem very disturbed by me seeing that file, so much so in fact, that you ended up deleting all of your logs. Would you mind telling me why you did that?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, at the very least, its contents suggested a connection to 426, or even that he had been manipulating Miss Morimura. The log contained a very interesting report. Apparently, Jiro Izumi downloaded memories onto Chiriro Morimura's clone.
Don't know why I'm recording this. Nobody's going to hear it still. Might as well. Not like I have anywhere else to share that. I was in the middle of a routine bug regression test, and I noticed part of the final phase had been altered. The change was made in Chiriro Morimura's host. The setting change looks like it'll trigger a memory overwrite. I don't know anything about the memory's contents, but it says the modifying user was Jiro Izumi, because someone thought it'd be a great idea to give that guy senior admin ID. And at this point, well, what the hell can we do about it? At least now I have proof. You're all hypocrites anyway. Yes, including you, jackass. So who even cares anymore? None of this matters. We're all dead anyway.
The log inconveniently revealed one of your secrets. One you were desperate to keep me away from, so you deleted it.
426 was the one who overwrote my memory? So what does that mean? What are you trying to say? Your Morimura and I are both 426?
Remember where this all began? It was the compatibility experiment. The one that produced you. Based off Miss Morimura's footage and your own admissions, I've completely misjudged the situation. All this time, I believed you were her. But even from the very beginning, you've been your own person.
So, what are you saying? If I'm not a duplicate of Chiriro Morimura, then who exactly do you think I am?
You are Chiriro Morimura.
Well, there you have it.
No, not Miss Morimura, the teacher. Professor Chiriro Morimura. The one from the year 2188 and the central figure of Shikishima's interstellar development.
Aegis activation confirmed. The terminal is completely sealed off.
We did it.
They've changed targets. The next terminal is just over there.
They're already on the move.
Can't even let us catch our breath, huh?
I haven't hit my operating limit yet, but I'm going to dismount.
Whoa, hey, then who's taking point?
Pull it together. We don't need orders to kick some ass.
Look at that sunset. Just like it was back then. It's beautiful. I'm guessing you were monitoring me with a drone?
I have one locked on to you, yes. Their target's changed. They're coming back this way. It's dangerous here. We need to get you to safety.
Aw, don't tell me you're worried about me. How about you mind your own business? You already know how I feel. This is what I wanted.
Still.
More importantly, can you really afford to waste your time here? Or have you already given up? The invasion is still in its preliminary phase.
I've got time. First, I need to get you somewhere safe.
There are no safe places left. At least, none left for us. We're not safe anywhere. But you know that well enough. You're just losing precious time. Go focus on the job you're supposed to be doing.
Understood. I'll go. You'll find it safer towards the river, if, hypothetically, you wanted to know.
Wait. As long as we're both here, there's something I want to clear up. So, tell me, you were in love with Miss Morimura, weren't you? You said she was mind-hacked, but it was more about you being jealous, wasn't it?
That's hardly...
This may be our last chance to talk. Answer me.
You are correct. Is that what you wanted to hear? That I was driven by some cheap, naive impulse? That I can't think about anything else?
And that's why you brought back my memory too, isn't it? You never cared how you managed to do it. You just wanted her back.
So much.
I'm glad. You really were a slave to your desire. That's the Renya Gouto I remember. It means I don't have to like you after all. Thank you. I think that's all I wanted to hear.
Professor...
You should go. After all, we still have our bet. Although it looks like I'm about to win it. Strange. I know this is my first time here, but this suddenly makes me feel so... nostalgic.
Sunsets will do that, I find. Regardless of time period.
Yes, but... this must be... well, I suppose it must be one of those places. So? Where am I going?
I've rented an apartment under a false name.
Can't be any worse than our last accommodations. As long as it's not Rebel, I'll take it.
My apologies. If it's any comfort, I'm certain nobody will find you there. Not Shikishima, and certainly not Miss Morimura. I suppose we have Ida-san to thank for all that. The funds and paperwork he prepared were invaluable.
Tetsuya Ida. And he's still missing, is he?
Yes. Let's go. Chihiro-san.
You think I'm the professor?
That is what I said. You are Professor Chiriro Morimura, a major figure in Shikishima in the year 2188, namely, the leader of its space initiative.
What are you even talking about?
Just some hypotheticals, a possible interpretation of the evidence I found. Ever since the battle, Miss This refers to the those
Okay, say I am the professor. Remember, Miss Morimura is the one who created me. You think that was her plan? She wanted a host for the professor and not herself? How would that make sense?
Miss Morimura ran an experiment to grant her clone compatibility. She believed that you were synchronized to her. She believed it was her own data she transmitted, but it was the other Chiriro Morimura in Sector 0. And of course, you entered the world as a newborn, incapable of verbal communication. So Miss Morimura never realized her mistake.
This is all speculation.
Certainly. But if I'm right, And you are the professor? I imagine you were in quite a panic yourself. All things considered, it was a staggering deviation from the original plan.
What original plan?
Among the logs from 2188, one of Tetsuya Ida's noted that he'd found an anomaly. Chiriro Morimura was set to undergo a memory transplant in the final phase. And the final phase, well, that would be us. The log from the future I saw first, that would be the comms log I found with my own ID. The first log I checked held some surprises. The author seemed to be an elderly Renya Gouto, and the date of recording appeared to be 2188. I assumed it was some future version of myself, one that had time traveled into the far future. But now, I don't think that's the case. I believe it's the other way around. In other words, I myself am a clone of him. Every individual I saw in that log footage, they all created clones of themselves.
Clones?
I did find a log that proves this point.
What did you see?
A comms log between you and Professor Takamiya. Her field is genetic engineering, I note.
Professor Takamiya. How are the projections on those self-replicating probes? The simulations look good, especially the survey range. We never expected a rate of expansion that high. It was definitely the right call to prioritize its strength as a group over individual units. These probes are pretty much living machines now. They self-replicate using natural resources mined from asteroids in their routing. They'll just keep building up and breaking down. An infinite cycle of self-replication on its way to its target. There's basically zero chance of the tech failing midway through. They'll just keep on going. Probably long after humanity's gone. Glad I came to an expert, then. All that's left is the refinement of the memory cube. The infrastructural storage cell, right? The cube's made up of 5 identical memory layers. In theory, it'll compare itself to nearby probes and use them as a template for repairs. And if it can't be repaired, well, fine. One probe down. We've got thousands more. And our passengers? I'll be loading them up with the DNA of all the survivors. I've already got samples and data from all 15. Now it's just down to launching them. These clones will go with all our hopes on their shoulders. By the way, what do we do about... I mean, after that DNA test? We do nothing. He doesn't have to know. What could I even say to him? Not much, I guess.
There were 15 survivors of that colony, each with a clone established to be compatible, though they grew up in different eras, different world. And you aimed to replace your clone's memories with your own. That was your real plan. Right now, I imagine your biggest question is precisely how much of that log I've seen. Am I close? You do have a genius mind, but also the form of a child. I imagine it's harder than usual to hide your agitation.
It's absolutely not... Now you're just trying to trick me?
I'd say, based on that law, Professors Takamiya and Morimura seem to know each other quite well. Maybe you know something about that.
Of course not.
Then perhaps instead, Tsukasa Okino? Being compatible, that makes one part of his identity clear. He's one of the 15 from the year 2188. So, any theories? Who was he in the year 2188? Care to guess?
Stop it.
No? Then allow me to clarify. That boy, Tsukasa Okino, is Professor Chiriro Morimura's son, but not her child by personal, conventional birth. The professor donated her egg cells as a young woman. in accordance with the policies on population control. Their blood relation wasn't exactly obvious. Until DNA testing on the clone revealed it. The professor was faced with the truth. He was her son. Which, naturally, sparked an inconvenient surge of maternal instinct. However, Okino himself didn't think highly of the professor. He had his disagreements with the project staff, too. When it seemed like her end was near, the professor recorded him one final message, one last chance for him to know the truth.
Stop! You saw that? But how? You'd need a biometric ID match to access that log, so you should only have been able to access your own. My logs and Okino's should have been locked off.
Thank you, Professor Morimura. Indeed, the files I could access were somewhat limited. Mostly company logs. Meeting reports, call transcripts, bureaucratic chaff. Barely anything in the way of your personal records.
Then, how do you know what was in my logs?
It's simple, really. That should do it for preparations. Now, let's see if the biometric authentication works. Did it go through? Looks like that got me past the initial barrier, at least. Now, with Miss Morimura's ID, I should be able to get into her log. Maybe, if I check Miss Morimura's log, I might find a clue why your biometric ID matches her. It really is her ID.
Yori Fuyusaka?
Though unconscious, she proved very helpful. She is Chiriro Morimura, a compatible version. If you really are Miss Morimura, then you should already know who Iori Fuyusaka is, because that would mean you hid her here in Sector 4. The plan was for the two newborns to grow up with their own separate lives. Ida-san's idea, presumably. Chihiro Morimura was planned to be placed in 2104, and Tetsuya Ida in 2024.
I knew Renya Gouto of Shikishima pretty well. You and he are very different. Except that you both make my life a lot harder. So, suppose I am the professor. Then what?
I want to know the truth. I want to know the reasons behind all of this. But that seems unlikely. I imagine you're not inclined to tell me anything.
And why's that?
It'd be inconvenient for you if we had all the facts, considering you're trying to eliminate us. From the very beginning, you never intended for this world to survive.
Sometimes that's all it takes, huh? Just give us some magnets and levers to mess with, and we're happy.
Huh. Did you forget, Nanji-kun? That was where you proposed to me.
What?
Yeah. said you'd protect me forever. Oh, back in 2nd grade? He said that to me, too. Oh, really? Well, Casanova, exactly how many girls have you proposed to?
What? Hey, I didn't mean it like that. Look, it was 2nd grade. I didn't know shit. I just wanted to be a hero. Protect everybody.
Daimo's signatures. They're coming.
Perfect. Now I get to prove it.
Good timing. Okay.
Back me up! We can do this. Right? Lend us a hand. There's still we must survive. I'm counting on you. Gotta keep it together. Ready for this?
Okay. What now? Number 10,
This
moving
isn't
out.
so hard. Let's do this. How's
I'll
that?
try. Let's do this. Got him.
Score! There's still hope. Initiating shield. Thank you.
They're like any other punks. Number 10, moving out.
This is all pretty freaky. Jeez.
Here they come.
Let's go now.
No point in
Gotta keep my spirits up. Go away!
Can't mess this up.
Back me up! What do I do? Lend us a hand.
How's this?
We
Okay.
I won't give up. There. Got it. They felt that.
What do I do? Number 10, moving out.
We must win. I'm counting on you. I can do this. Watch this. Gotta keep it together.
No point overthinking it. I'm right here. Take it. Got a target over there. Okay.
Back me up. We can do this. Right? Please, help us. I won't give up. I need to make
Enemies
this
this
good.
time. I'll try. Here comes the pain. Yeah!
Let's turn this around. Here goes.
This could get ugly. What do I do? Come on! Take
Gotta
it!
do something. Let's go, Natsuno. Ready for this?
Got a target over there. They're like any other punks. Chew on this! Get finished! You like that?
Focus. Lend us a hand.
What now?
Back me up. So, what's my next move? Jeez. We must win. I'm counting on you.
I ought to be used to fights by now. Number 10, moving
Gotta
out.
keep it together.
thinking it. They're like any other punks. Number 10, moving out.
How's that?
Termination of enemy signals confirmed. Aegis activated. Terminal closure complete. Surrounding 2-kilometer area now fully secure. Ending technical analysis.
Well, so much for that museum.
All the old pieces of our daily lives are getting left behind.
I feel bad for saying it, but it's kinda hard to focus on being sad when I'm this hungry.
That's only fair. We've been fighting these monsters non-stop since sundown. If I could have anything. Well, I was hoping I could enjoy hamburger again some...
Once this is all over, I'll make as much as you want.
Sounds good. Am I still invited to this?
Of course.
Guess I'd better stay alive then. Wouldn't want to miss it.
I guess we did it.
We got through it. Good teamwork.
Not a problem.
I'll fight. I'll fight.
Understood.
Let's got it.
forces already have us surrounded. We're pulling out all the stops here, but still. You think we can last until tomorrow afternoon? I know we can. I won't give up. I'll find a way. You're right. No point waiting around and moping about it. If you want to win, you'll have to fight for it, and I'm not about to let you take the lead. I won't lose either. I'm not scared of them.
Yeah? Atta girl.
I'll show you.
Here's the plan.
What's our plan?
Stay calm.
No fight on.
I'll just... need help.
Stay on guard. Backup deployed.
Where are they?
What next?
Within enemy threat range.
Number 12,
They've got
moving
their
out.
sights on me.
We've got an enemy threat range.
Your turn.
Okay, what's the plan? Clean them up.
I'll make it work. Kaiju, the promise round's over.
From above.
I'll make it work.
Not throwing away my shot.
Don't move! Take that!
Number 12, moving out.
Within enemy threat range.
How's this?
down quick. Need help.
There are
within enemy threat range.
They're finished. A fight, humanity!
Okay, let's do this. Clean them up.
Unbelievable. I'm acting like an amateur.
Take this! Yes! Enemy!
What's our plan? Now! A hit! Enemy unit destroyed.
Stay calm. I can do this. Hope I can pull my weight. Try this. That's so high.
What's the plan? Clean them up.
They're engaging. Brace for contact. From above.
Need help.
Yama-kun, that impacted your driving system. Your output's dropping fast.
Less power, huh? Well, that just means it's a fair fight.
I'll adjust the settings to get your output back up. But one more hit like that, and you're done.
That easy. How's this?
Here.
Better put on it. Don't like me.
The practice round's over.
Number 12,
Enemy on the move. Leave it to me. Did I get it?
Okay, let's do this. Still not used to this. Amiguchi, your Sentinels beat to shit.
I'm fine. It's not as bad as it looks.
Come on. Just don't be a hero, alright?
Damned machines. They're in my way. I'll make it work.
Number 12,
Damned machines. I guess life comes at you fast.
a fight hit.
Try.
That easy.
Always think ahead. Next move. I'm in range.
I can do it. I need to think. Deploying decoys.
That easy.
Are we winning?
Number 20, moving
Where
out.
are they?
A hit.
The practice round's over.
I deny you. A fight hit. Bow down.
We've got it rough. Better put on a hit.
Okay, what's the plan? Go through with me. That do it? Say your prayers.
Here's the plan. Now then. What's optimal?
I'm on it.
Just watch. I'll show you.
Stay on guard. Locked on.
That easy.
number 19.
Let's see.
Defensive mode active.
A fine hit!
How long does that keep this thing moving? Clean him up!
Thanks. What's optimal? What now?
I guess life comes at you fast.
Take this! How's that? Enemy down! I guess these goons don't like me.
Yuki-chan, you gotta step back. Heal up.
God damn it. I'll be fine. Barely felt. Stop worrying about me. You got your own fight to win.
What to do? Deploying decoys.
I won't back down. Leave it to me. Take that!
Nice! Still not used to this thing. Number 21,
I'll
on
make
the
it
move.
work.
They're finished. I missed. I'm an easy target like this.
As long as I can keep this thing moving. Okay, let's do this.
The practice round's over. I'll make it work.
Okay, what's the plan?
Number 12 moving out.
Are we winning? Your turn.
Stay on guard.
Sentinel
What's our plan?
2. Sentinel number 19. Defensive mode active.
Need help.
I guess these
How long
guys
does
don't like
this
me.
thing moving?
Sentinel number 21 transmitted.
Active. Still not used to this thing.
21.
Stay calm.
Mode active.
I can do this. Your turn.
What next?
I deny you! How's that? Is that it?
What to do? Need help.
Next move.
I guess life comes at you fast.
Try number 22,
I won't back
advancing.
down.
Stay on guard. Always think ahead. The next move.
What's our plan? They don't stand a chance. Did I get it? Stay calm. Are we winning?
Defensive mode
Okay,
active.
let's do this.
Now then,
21. Defensive mode active.
here's the plan. Number 22, let's advancing. Number 12, moving out.
Let's do this. I need to think. Need help.
Not throwing away my shot.
Sentinel
I'll make
number
it work.
19. Defensive mode active.
Here it comes! A fine hit!
I hope I can pull my weight. Hold still! Bullseye!
Stay on guard. Hit confirmed. Good.
Still not used to this thing. Clean him up!
The practice round's over.
How's that? Humanity?
Termination of enemy signals confirmed. Aegis activated. Terminal closure complete. Surrounding 2-kilometer area now fully secure. Ending technical analysis.
You just worked. The terminal's closed off.
What's wrong, Ryoko? Are you all right? You're not hurt somewhere, are you?
No, just tired. That's...
Hey, don't try to cozy up to Ryoko-san. She's not your girlfriend anymore.
Wait, Goto-senpai and Shinonome-senpai dated?
I fail to see how that's relevant, Sekigahara. Yes.
for about half a year during middle school. We split before we graduated.
But why? I don't remember.
It was her idea, and so was the breakup. Though I couldn't tell you the reason.
My guess is you were the reason. The point is, stop bothering Ryoko-san.
Akun.
That's the last of them, right?
I won't lose to the Kaiju.